he wouldn't have died. The woman had lost her plot. I don't blame him. It's the stress of the situation. You think you've met the Messiah. He makes all these promises, and then gets put to death in front of you.
What are you talking about?
There's only one thing that's in the news: Jesus.
Who?
Have you been out of the country?
You can say that.
Jesus of Nazareth. He was a mighty man of God. He could heal people and perform all kinds of miracles that we never seen before. He talked about the kingdom of God so powerfully he felt that he could reach out and touch it.
But our chief priests and rulers handed him over to the Romans to crucify him.
We thought he was the one who was going to save us.
What's more, all this happened 3 days ago. But this morning, some of our women say that when they got to his tomb, it was empty, and an angel told them Jesus was alive again.
Which sounded like nonsense, but Peter and John went to check it out, and we found the tomb was as the woman had said, but they didn't see Jesus.
It's all very confusing. We don't know what to think.
Are you slow on the uptake? It's not really confusing. If only you look at it through the eyes of faith. The Lord's prophets, since Moses' time, have been explaining what will happen. Think of the blood of the Lamb saving you at Passover. Think of Moses lifting up his staff, who had a virgin birth, born in Bethlehem in the time of David. Zechariah even said, "He will ride on the colt." Remember Palm Sunday? Do you remember what Jesus himself said about the third day? How the temple will be rebuilt.
This is as far as we're going. It's getting late. You shouldn't travel in this car. Stay with us.
Yes, certainly.
Thank you, Father, for this bread.
Jesus. We should get back to Jerusalem to tell the others.
You were right. You're not a madman. Jesus is risen. We met him on the road to Emmaus.
Not that we knew it was him.
Through our hearts were racing as he spoke to us.
And he broke the bread in.
Peace be with you. Don't be afraid. I'm not a ghost. I'm really here. Touch me and see. As the Father sent me to bring people back to him, I am now sending you. Go out in the power of the Holy Spirit. You see, so often, as we look at this story and other stories that we've been looking at over the past couple of weeks, people who had spent time with Jesus didn't recognize him. There's a lot of reasons that we could put into that why. They were there. And for these two, they were walking on a road going west. How many of us have ever walked into or driven into the sun? And you know how when you are facing that bright sun, it's hard to see what's around you. It's hard to discern whatever. The other day I had to go into Lansing Tuesday morning and it was sunny. And I was driving directly into that big old ball, hauling my tool trailer. So I'm being more careful, because you've got so much weight and you're so long, but still, I cut him around the corner, and bam, full sunshine. And for just that split second, I couldn't see what was right ahead of me. Now, Scripture says that they were walking. They're heading down the road. And they're walking into the sunset. It's the evening. And the sun's dropping lower and lower. But I don't know for sure that it was because of the sun that they did not recognize Christ. I think that more than anything, it was the Holy Spirit that kept them from recognizing Christ immediately. Because He led us through this whole scenario of, you didn't believe. Are you that slow? Are you that dense that you didn't get it? Because you've been walking with me for this long. We've been talking about it. The prophets, right from the beginning of time, have been pointing toward this very event. And still, you don't believe. It was told what was going to happen, that the Christ would go to the cross and die and be dead for 3 days, and on the third day that He would rise again. And here it is, you're saying it's the very third day. And still, the tomb is empty and you don't believe. Kind of comes back to what we were talking about last week. A lot of us have been around church for a long time. And many of us have grown up hearing the Bible stories and being taught this right from little children. Like what we had back in the nursery this morning. They're hearing the stories. And yet, how many of us don't believe? Don't believe that Christ is really who He says He is. They didn't expect to see Him. Do we come to church expecting to meet with God? Or do we just come to church because that's what we're supposed to do on Sunday morning, and that's what we do on Sunday mornings? I really pray that we come expecting to meet with Christ. Because He wants to meet with us. He wants us to leave being different than we were when we came in. But you think about the story. Here you got these couple guys, Cleopas and the other disciple that's not named. And they're walking on this road. They're talking. And it says that they're disciples, but they weren't the inner group. They weren't part of the 12. So it's implying that they're part of that larger group of disciples that was following Christ, spending time with Him, listening to Him, being taught by Him. And they're walking home. And what happens when people have gone through a traumatic event and they're just talking together? They start talking about what it is they've experienced. And as I was working on this week, it came back to me very clear because of just going through what we've gone through as a family and losing my dad. There's been times where, a couple of weeks ago, I met with Rick Rome. He lost his dad just shortly after my dad passed. And we got together as two sons who were missing our dads. And we're talking. And sharing memories that we had in the relationships with our fathers. And I kind of thought, as I was reading the scripture and spending time preparing this message this week, that here we have these two disciples. They believed what Christ had said, and yet He's gone. And as Aaron said, they thought He was the one that was going to change everything, and He's dead. And they're kind of just sharing their emotions with each other, working through that process of grief. And all of a sudden, there it is, Christ in their midst. Rick and I were sitting there talking, and we were in deep conversation, and the waitress walked up and we didn't realize. We were so into what we were talking about. And I kind of imagine that's how Christ was entered into this conversation. They at first didn't even realize He was there. They said, we had hoped stuck in that death part of it. Not realizing that this is what Christ had been preparing them for the end, for the real part of the miracle, the resurrection. But as Christ comes, they start to interact, and then they walk on with Christ. And they're talking with him and sharing with him. Christ, he's questioning them. What is it? What's going on? And this morning, as the boys and I were working through this skit, I kept getting hung up on the wording because it was so funny. The way it's written there, Christ says to them, "Are you slow on the uptake?" And it's just kind of like, come on, duh. Here it is. It's right in front of you. Can you not see it? Can you not get this? These are the facts. This had to happen. And what Christ then does is starts to share with them. And Scripture says that he goes back and shares with them about what the prophets said, preparing people for this day. Walking with Christ. It points out that the death of the Messiah was not unforeseen. Even though the disciples didn't want to believe that's what would happen. He goes on to point out that his death did not disqualify him from fulfilling Scripture. In fact, it was a very necessity of it to fulfill that Scripture. He had to die. And you got to think, it says it's 7 miles. And I'm sure they walked faster than we do because that was their main mode of transportation. But a couple years ago, well, now it's about 4 years ago, friends of ours, Gary and Laura, who are the missionaries that have been here a couple times, were here. And we went for a walk down on the river trail. And Laura and Paula were walking behind Gary and me, and we're just talking. And we were just taking our time talking. What happens when we're just walking along and talking? We start talking about different things that are bothering us. We start talking about but we're walking slow. And it gave us time to just invest in each other. And here we have this picture of Christ walking with these 2 disciples, sharing, teaching them, walking on. Even though they still did not get it, he was doing his best to teach them. Jesus used that time to share the Scripture, trying to open their eyes. And then they come to the place where the disciples are going to stand. And Jesus acted as though he was just going to keep going. And it wasn't until the disciples invited him to stop and stay with them that Jesus did. And you see that's the same way Jesus is with us. He's there, he's loving on us, he's wanting us to get it. But it's not until we invite him in does he become part of our life. He's there with us. But he's not going to force himself in. He's not going to force a relationship. We have to invite him. And they were sitting down at the table. And Jesus takes the bread and says, "Father, bless this." And he broke the bread. And that's when the disciples' eyes were opened. I think a lot of it had to do with the visual of Christ actually breaking bread. How many times had Christ broken bread among them and fed the disciples or fed the thousands, and each time Christ broke the bread and blessed it, praising the Lord. He wants to break bread with us. He wants us to enter this relationship. And when we sit down at a table with somebody, most often that means there's something there. There's a relationship. And we want to get to know each other better, and that's what Christ wants to do with us. He wants to get to know us. He wants to become our Lord. When you sit down, when we sit down from you, Christ should always be a welcome guest at our table. Ask him to be part of everything of who we are and what we do. Not just the things that we do at church or when we're around church people, but every part of our lives. Even when we're alone and no one else is looking, Christ is still there. So, the things we look at, whether it be on the internet or in print or on TV, if Christ was, he is there. But if we realize Christ was there, would he appreciate what it is we're looking at? What about how we respond to people? When somebody does something that doesn't set right with us, do we retaliate or do we love them? A couple weeks ago when we were driving home from our vacation, it was really bad traffic. And that's one of the times I struggle the most. It's when people are driving stupid. And I get angry and Paul's like, quit yelling at me, they can't hear you. But you gotta think, okay, guys, this is an area I know I need you to work on in my life. Because even though that other person couldn't hear me, my wife and my son can. And in that point, am I modeling what Christ has done in my life? Or am I letting my carnal nature come back in and be in control? And I know that's a weak point. That's an area I struggle. I really struggle. But when we sit down with Christ, when we invite him into our life, we should be different than what we were before. And we look at this story of the disciples and how when they realized who Christ was, what did they do? They talked about it for just a brief moment, and they got up and they ran back to tell the other disciples. But remember just a moment ago, they had encouraged Christ not to go on. The reason for that is because in that day and time, as it got dark, bands of robbers would come out. Or people who would just murder you just because, hey, we found somebody on the road tonight. And so here they were just a moment ago encouraging Christ not to go on, that he would come in and stay with them for the night because it's getting dark. But you see, when Christ revealed himself to them, it wiped away that fear. And they knew the message that they had needed to be shared immediately. And they got up and they ran back to share with the disciples. They got back and they told us. He was walking among us and we didn't even realize it was him until, even though we didn't know it was him, our hearts were burning with passion because of the words he was sharing, but we didn't realize who it was until we sat down and he broke the bread. And then our eyes were open. you experienced that with Christ? Where He's come into your life, you've invited Him in, and He's changed you. Where are you still kind of on the outside with the disciples walking with Him and answering His questions and not realizing who Christ is or what He wants to do in your life? I think a lot of times our sight or our sense of what God is asking us to do is clouded by whatever it is that's screaming around us. Whether it be our boss at work, our kids, our family, or the fear that we have, whatever it is, maybe that's what's screaming the loudest, and that's clouding our vision of what it is Christ is asking us to do. And a lot of times I think we miss what's right in front of us because we're distracted. When we spend time with Christ, He's not afraid to share with us, teach us, and lead us into what He wants us to be. But we have to be willing to let Him set aside all of those things that are distracting us or pulling us away from Christ so that we can do what it is He's asking us to do. Once you encounter Christ, you will never be the same. He's going to change your life forever. But have you invited Him? Have you asked Him to be your Lord? This morning as we prepare to close, bow your heads and pray. And ask, maybe you've been walking with the Lord. But ask Him if there's not something in your life that you are still holding on to. That you are not allowing Him to be Lord over. That is a distraction from what He's asking you. Maybe you're sitting here this morning and you know you're living in sin. You know that you are like the disciples walking. You know who Christ is, but you don't recognize Him as your Lord. It's just Him. And spend some time in prayer. Lord, this morning as we are closing, pray that you just continue to work on us. That if you've been speaking to someone here this morning, that they would settle it with you. That they would surrender whatever it is that is standing in the way. Lord, I pray that you would just use us. Use us as we branch out into this new ministry as a church. And Lord, that you would help it to be something that breathes life as we interact But I pray that we believe in more than just word. But that we would believe in our hearts, in our lives, that would reflect what it is you've done in us. Lord, because I know from personal experience that once I encountered you, and got real with you, that I was never the same. That I couldn't go back. You changed me from what I was, dead in sin, to being alive in you. And Lord, I pray this morning that would become true for each and every person here. That we would just surrender all and let you be Lord of